everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Album, and I have something to show you for Halloween. This is using Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Halloween from last year, 2022. It is 8¼ by 6½ by 3 inches, and it is an embellishment box. It is chock full with embellishments that the recipient can use to put on cards, gift bags, treat boxes, whatever they want to use. When they're done with it, they can use the book box to add photos or journaling or whatever they want to do with it. I had made all of the embellishments in here using paper from the collection, or in this case it was paper that I just stamped some spider webs on. And this is a shaker. This is just a layered embellishment. And then here's another shaker. I had this shaker design in my stash. I'll give you the link in the description box where you can use this. This has been useful for many occasions. So I love these house or any of the die for shakers. But let me show you a couple of things inside. First of all, let's look at the cover. That's from a Tim Holtz die. So is that. These two black flowers I had in my stash, but I made these other flowers and I just had some flower dye I just layered. That's cut apart. The spider webs of dye, it's on a rosette that I inked around the edges with a black embossing powder with glitter on it. That is put on a die, and then it was put on another, not a die, it was a doily, and then another doily. This actually is purple. I ran out, I didn't have any black doilies, but I colored it with ink and it's perfect. You'll see there's a little bit of gauze and some fun fur in here just to add a little creepiness to the cover. Again, it's a 3-inch spine, and here's the back. So there are magnets holding this down. They're very strong magnets, but I added a third one. I had one here and one here. I put one under the doily just to make it super strong, and so this doily wouldn't flop over. There's a link in the description box. I have a great place to get magnets. I added a magnet under here just to give it that oomph so nothing will happen to all the goodies. So here is the inside. I used pieces from the sticker sheet just to break up some of the pattern on here. And then here is one of the tags that is removable. It's on with some removable glue dots, so the recipient can take the tags and all of the embellishments and use it how they want. This was made using a cut apart, layered on black, layered on orange, layered on some paper. I used a edge corner punch here, and then added some seam binding. It was white. I didn't have orange, so I used my ink to dye it, spritzed it with water, and it sort of gives it this candy corn effect. You've got some orange and some yellow. It's really cool. That's a sticker, and that's just to cut apart. So this was cut out, and you'll see later why I used this pattern, but it breaks up the stripes on here and gives a nice place to put this. I'm pushing this down so the glue dot sticks. Use temporary glue dots, but if you were to pull it up and tear the paper underneath, it's not a big deal because you're going to cover this with a photo. But you don't want to if you don't have to. So this design came from a tutorial I saw on YouTube by a creator called Cutesy Shelf, and she had gotten it from someone else. Now I did change her design as I usually do. Number one, I added chipboard because I wanted it real strong, and number two, I needed more pages because I had gone crazy making embellishments. So I added some more pages. We'll talk about those in a second. But here are some more shaker dies. Those are just made using rectangle frames, and then just some shakers inside. And there are some rosettes that I just added some stickers on top. That's just a die. That bat is a Tim Holtz die. I had a couple of star embellishments to add on there. So it's just all sorts of fun. I'll shake it, but that'll probably make y'all get a headache. So now this will open up, and this part I added, I think it was just one page to close, but I had so many more. These two are similar. I saw it on Pinterest, and it's supposed to be a candy bar holder. I don't get it. I don't understand. There's a bug flying around. Don't understand how it would hold candy bars, but I guess maybe this belly band, you can put them in. I'm not going to take it off because it's tacked down. But this will open up like here, again, held down with some magnets. Oh, that goes over here. But I'd been playing with it in my previous video. So I had this shape die in my stash. One was round, one was square. And then I had these papers and these, I think they're lawn fawn. I'm not sure who they are, but I'll put it in the description box. Let me see if I can do it so you can't see a glare. Let's show you a little better. Anyhow, I added some dimensional tape and a couple of different sequin mixes from my stash and put it in there. And then this one, like I said, I already taken it off from the previous video because I recorded this twice. And then this will just, again, go on a bag or on a card. You could take that off if you don't want it on a card. And just a couple of designs I had in my stash. If you were to use this to put a photo on, you could put a photo right here. And otherwise this will stay right there. This is another tag embellishment that I made. I had a dimensional pumpkin. I added a couple of pieces of paper, some black tinsel, and some black seam binding. That's from my stash, and then there's the doily. So this will close, and that'll close, and that's held down with a magnet. So I did tell you I would show you these. So there's 4 of them. So you see them on both sides of the page. Let's see if I can raise that so you can see it a little better. It's backwards. That's why I go the wrong way. So this is cut out using my Cricut. I found a label shape that was free. I turned it 90 degrees. I used the outline effect from Cricut, and so this one is smaller than the black that I used to cover this. And then the leftover paper, I just took some stamps from my stash because I didn't have that much of this Simple Stories paper. I probably had 8-10 pieces maybe. But I had some orange and black, and here I stamped Boo on it with a white distress ink, and this one I stamped with gray and orange just to add a little texture to it, but it didn't need to be a big deal. So these are on again with a removable glue dot. These are to put on your Halloween tree if you want, or you can add it onto a gift bag or candy. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but they're fun. These are from a Tim Holtz die from last year, 2022, and the 4 of them are fabulous. I just cut them out of black and then added some glitter, and it's this Distress Clear Rock Candy glitter on top. It gives it sort of a vintagey look. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. So this opens like there, and again I have some of these fabulous magnets that I list below. The whole reason I made this is because I had some acetate in my stash that had all these spooky things on it. So you can see it now with the white paper underneath. It's a hand. It's got some script writing. But of course, when you have something like that, you don't see the hand really, but it's there. Anyhow, so this will open up, and what this does is hold everything in here. So these are just things I made using things from my stash. I had this word set. It comes with the outline as well. So great things for Halloween. I had some ribbon in my stash, so I just wrapped it around some cardstock. I punched the bottom of it and wrapped it in a piece of acetate that was from other packaging I reused. Another ribbon. I punched out some flowers and added some gems to the center. And here, some I made and some I had in my stash. So it's just some flowers that somebody can use and make something fabulous with all of these. So that will go in there. This paper I made just rubbing the ink pad on the paper. I had some star stickers that I just put some gray. I don't know if you can see it. It's very tone on tone, but it just added a little texture to it. And like I said, I was running out of paper because I didn't have that much. I never got the full set of this. I think I was traveling in Washington State and happened upon a scrapbook store that had some. So that'll close like that. That'll close like that. Yeah, this guy goes right there. And then this goes like this, and that goes like that. And voila. There is my embellishment book box using the Simple Stories Halloween vintage paper from last year. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you want to see the tutorial, go to Cutesy Shelf, and I put a link in the description box for all the supplies I used and maybe a suggestion on some different paper if I couldn't find this. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day.